but he still got liquidated. Why? Because his timing was wrong. He had to go to his dad to bail him out. I'm talking about John Maynard freaking Keynes. His dad had to bail him out. Whose dad is going to bail you guys out?
Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin, and we have a draw analysis video. The draw, Sean, is between Sol and Cardano. Guys, say hi to Sean. Sean, say hi to everyone else.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Sunday to all of you. Krisha, Bitcoin is doing it, may be doing it, leading into that weekly close, holding that zone. It didn't look all too good leading up until, well, yesterday, but hey, Bitcoin may be giving us a surprise.
But Sean, let's not get too excited. Let's talk about what we have on the agenda today. So I went on over to the comments section, I tallied all the votes up, and turns out we have a draw between Cardano and Solana. So let's go ahead, and you know how it goes, guys. You know how it goes. We spin the wheel. Sol versus Cardano. Who wins this battle? Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go and spin it.
Krisha loves this. she was so excited for this. Oh, and Solana wins it. I think Solana deserved it. It's been a while since we've called Solana. Krisha, we also do have to talk about the hash rate adjustment.
Yes, sir.
Difficulty adjustment.
So, difficulty adjustment just got adjusted. What are your thoughts on this? Because we did see hash rate actually tank. But, you know, the thing with the Bitcoin network, it's like a self-cleaning oven. Right?
I think this is not getting enough attention, at least within my circles. So what's happened over here is important in regards to price action. There's a big debate as to whether price follows hash or does hash rate follow price, blah blah blah. But regardless of that, let's talk about what has happened over the past few days. So the network difficulty has now been adjusted downward, right? It's a negative adjustment. People are wondering, is that a bad thing? Oh my god, network difficulty has reduced. No, it's actually a good thing, guys. So a little context. China banned Bitcoin, but everybody knows that already, right? They banned Bitcoin mining specifically. As a result, a lot of the miners had to take all of their mining equipment, and with that take all of their hash rate, right, and leave China. Because of that, the total network hash rate dropped drastically, reducing the amount of time, or rather increasing the amount of time blocks take to get confirmed and processed. So now what has happened is Bitcoin, like you said, Kusha, is a self-cleaning oven.
Right.
The network difficulty has reduced officially in response to that, and this is the largest network difficulty adjustment Bitcoin has seen. I believe it's a 30% or a little bit more than that. I believe 30% network difficulty adjustment that has taken place from its prior difficulty, and this is, I think, 50% larger than its largest adjustment prior to that.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? People are like, oh my god, is that bad? Is that good? Well, a couple of things over here. One, in terms of the fundamentals, it's actually really good for Bitcoin. This is bullish long term. Why? Because the difficulty has reduced, it means that other miners now can enter the market. Brand new miners can enter the market outside of China and be profitable by putting in less effort.
Yes.
So they put in less difficulty, right, and they can still be profitable, right? So it is bullish for other miners to start entering. And what does this allow? It allows for more decentralization across the globe, right? So in that regards, long term, really bullish. And now we're likely, we don't know for sure, we're likely going to start seeing that hash rate begin to pick up on the network within the next months or weeks, right? Let's just assume it's going to take some time for miners to bring their equipment up. Okay, now this is what I found really, really interesting. During the weekend, okay, and now we have to take this with a little bit of grain of salt because this is during the weekend. Network difficulty has finally been adjusted, right? People have been waiting for this to happen. And how did price react? Well, price reacted by going up, right? We can go on over to the lower time frames and we can see that we got this massive leg towards the upside. What is this telling us? Well, this confirms the idea that, hey, all the bad news in terms of, hey, Bitcoin got attacked by China, hash rate is down, miners are wrecked, blah, 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 all of that is out of the picture now. It's already all priced in. And with all of that being priced in already, the event has already taken place. Well, people are like, okay, that's it. That's the price action. I can close my shorts. I can buy now, etc., right? So this, in my opinion, okay, we still want to wait for confirmation, is bullish because the market participants reacted bullishly to the event passing. Right. So we saw price go up as soon as network difficulty was adjusted. So yeah, it's looking good, but I do want to see that confirmation and the follow through now. I want people saying, hey, that's it. The worst is behind us. There's only a recovery from here, right? With that, right, the idea of accumulation. Now there's a big debate in the crypto trading community. Is this accumulation? Is this distribution? Mango is taking a we don't care stance. We'll play the range, and that, in my opinion, has been the most profitable thing to do. Being a trend trader over here, whether you're short or you're long, has been the bad idea because you're getting chopped, right? You're getting chopped. But yeah, thus far, looking good. This weekly has now officially, I think it's the first time I'm seeing it like with my own eyes because I'm not staring at the charts all day, see this candle turn green, right? So it's good. Like I said, Kusha, I want to see this, and that's what we mentioned in yesterday's video. Correct. I was looking not only for the zone to clear, but also for us to turn the candle green and keep the candle green. That's going to start giving the bulls more confidence and start putting pressure on the bears to start capitulating out of their positions. And the best thing we could see leading into tomorrow's weekly close is we actually take the high of the previous week.
Right. So we'll take this one step at a time. Of course, we're closing the weekly tomorrow. People are excited. Hell, we even closed a 4-day today. So we'll be getting on over to all of those timeframes. Don't you worry. But before we begin, I'm just going to tell you guys that first it's going to be Bitcoin, and only then will we be jumping on over to Solana. Okay. And why Solana? Because we spun the wheel and Solana won the vote. Now remember, if you want us to cover any altcoin that you are looking at, make sure to take this time, get down to the comment section, and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover, okay? The popular vote wins, of course. And then when you're scrolling back up and you're enjoying Mango's content so far, well, do not forget to smash those likes because it helps us out tremendously. Cool beans. Now, okay, so weekly time frame, we have this green box territory that we have drawn out here. And now yesterday, Sean, we were talking about just this, right? Price actually living over the green box territory. And where does the green box come from? Just to give you guys a quick refresher, these are monthly levels. The top of the green box marks the Tenkin, okay? And the bottom marks the Kijun, both of which are flatline right now. And we've noticed that line, okay, now this region right here at around 34,200-ish, which is the Tenkin, also has confluence on the weekly time frame. We can see that price is being supported on it even on the weekly time frame. There are these cascading support regions which are freaking phenomenal right now.
So the monthly level is being respected by the weekly candles.
Exactly.
And beautifully.
Exactly. And so now yesterday we were living well inside the box, Sean. Right, so we're looking for this close. We're looking for price to close over this this green box territory.
Well, I do want to follow up on what we've been talking about over the past few days, right? We got a lot of flack in the comment section when we discussed the idea of us actually bouncing from the bottom of the zone over here when we drew out this rising channel. Okay, and again, the thing is, people don't understand that. You can be bullish, you can be bearish, but doesn't really matter, guys, if your timing is all wrong.
Yeah.
Right? One of the great economists of our time, John Maynard Keynes, right? He tried his hand at currency trading. He had his thesis right. He had his idea right, but he still got liquidated. Why? Because his timing was wrong. He had to go to his dad to bail him out. I'm talking about John Maynard freaking Keynes. His dad had to bail him out. Whose dad is going to bail you guys out if you don't get your timing right? So don't just focus on being bearish or being bullish. Because especially if you're trading with leverage, guys, if you're trading a spot bearish position, I don't know how you do that, but if you're trading with leverage, you need to get the timing right, or the market is going to give you a surprise and liquidate you before it does dump, right? So we had drawn out this rising channel. And Kusha, I'm going to theory craft a little bit more with you today, because hey, it's a Sunday after all. We were drawing this rising channel, and we talked about how we could possibly see a bounce over here. We had monthly support. Okay,
right.
We are putting in these higher lows, and we did see the bounce, but in the comment section, you got a lot of flack over here, Kusha. And now, well, we're seeing exactly that, and this may actually see follow through. Now let's theory craft, right? We were talking about how this could see follow through, but we have to be a little bit more careful around this zone over here, because there is resistance. This is coming in at around 36,000. So I will be looking to see how Bitcoin reacts over here. We do have resistance right overhead over here as well on the lower time frames.
Right. I believe that's cloud resistance. Right now we're living inside the 4-hour cloud. If you just go ahead and put on the Ichimoku cloud, you'll see it right there.
Ooh,
and there you go. So
interesting.
I think as soon as we clear cloud resistance, the next region of contention is going to be the horizontal that Sean just marked out, which came in at around 36,000.
That's really interesting, Krisha, because that's essentially clearing the cloud over there on the 4-hour time frame. 2 4-hour candles is going to essentially confirm the weekly candle closing green as well.
Correct.
Right. So that's going to line up with the bulls winning back the weekly candle. Okay. So now here's where I think things get really, really interesting. Let's say we pop out of here, okay, Krisha, and we make our way to the top of this region over here. Well, this is where things become a if this then that to the next level. In fact, I'm going to go and scribble. Okay, I'm going to clear out everything. Okay, and what do we have here? Well, we have our rising channel.
Correct.
Leading to the top of the rising channel now. Right? But Krisha, what would you call this? If this breaks, because what have we been talking about in terms of this rising channel? The most typical situation is to see a rejection over here, and this again does line up with this resistance block over here as well. Seeing some resistance over here and coming back towards the downside, correct? Perhaps even breaking down aggressively. Okay, so we've talked about that scenario, but this is where I want to bring in an if this then that, because being bearish over here is completely fine, but you need to have your invalidation point. If you take a short position here, when are you wrong? And if you are wrong, how wrong can you afford to be without any protection? Because things could get aggressive, right? How aggressive can it be? Well, this is where you can now postulate or theory craft a scenario where you say, hey, wait a minute, we've been talking about this idea, and Kusha has taught us this, thank you very much, Pattern Queen, of a drooping head and shoulders. Right. Do you guys see it now, right? You have your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder, and it's drooping on its neckline. And Kusha, it's you who taught us that when you see a drooping neckline, things can get aggressive. Yeah. And when she means aggressive, it means that it happens fast, guys. It doesn't happen in a step-by-step trend. The break, it goes in a straight line, which would line up with a liquidity squeeze.
Yeah, I was thinking of just that yesterday, because so you noticed, so it was Sean actually who noticed the head and shoulders. I'm like, wait a minute, if this actually plays out, it is going to be aggressive as hell. And that sort of got me thinking that if we actually see an aggressive break on this, okay, and we see an aggressive move, the volatility picks up, I think that the first test is going to be met with rejection. Right? Yeah. And we usually see that with Bitcoin. It's a very classic Bitcoin kind of move.
I still think though, and this is where I have to draw caution to the bulls now. And now people are going to be like, Sean, you're drawing caution to the bulls, you're drawing caution to the bears. But yes, that's exactly what you need to do when you're in a range. If we do see that play out and we do see that break towards the upside, guys, you still need to be careful at around 39,000, 40,000. I think we're going to see some heavy rejection over here on the first go. Any up thrust leading into next week over here at around 40,000, in my opinion, is going to be a sell opportunity for the bears. So the bears, this is what I'm saying. The bears need to be patient for the better short, right? Either at 40,000 and then or try again at 45,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, the next big move, the next big bull move, if it comes too soon, is a short.
Exactly. So far, I think Bitcoin, Sean, is still very much in its range.
Yeah.
Right? We both agree on that. For us to really change our stance on, on the weekly time frame, and on the weekly time frame predominantly, is for us to start living over 47.5K. And even then, for me personally, it'll be a tilt. A tilt towards the bullish side. For me to go completely bullish, I want to see us actually take out the weekly highs.
60K.
Right? 60K. As soon as we start taking out the highs, that's when I'll be like, okay, you know what? Bitcoin might very well be turning around here. And let's go for the second move.
I think at that point you're forced to be bullish. That you can't not be bullish.
You cannot not
you're
be
making
bullish.
new highs.
Yeah.
But that's where Bitcoin, especially on the weekly, does see some trappy action. So we'll be careful over there too. But that's a conversation for when we get there.
Yeah, so let's talk about targets now, Sean. I believe that as soon as we start closing over the green box territory on tomorrow's weekly close, the next region of contention is going to come in right here. Okay, this comes in at around that $39,000 region, which we have been talking about. Also, I want you to notice how now you can see the two diagonals marking out that that rising channel, right? We actually are seeing confluence on that region as well. Okay, that region of resistance overhead. Once again, if price closes back down inside the green box territory, okay, that's when I'll be looking at 30K once again. That 32,000 down to 30,000. That is going to be the next major region of contention that I look towards next. So these are the most immediate targets, at the very least, on the weekly time frame. I still believe that Bitcoin is ranging, guys. So look towards the ranges. It's only once we start getting past those ranges. So say we break resistance to the upside, right? We see a nice clear candle body close. That's when I will be looking at 47.5K next, which lines up with the breakdown point on the weekly time frame.
What about the idea that we simply just range over here for the next weeks rather, right? And then wick down to the monthly 21 EMA, come back up here, and then we do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, even in that case, I mean, you'll still be given your you'll still be given hints of price action, right? Even on those lower time frames, like the 2-day close, the 4-day close, all of these closes are going to contribute to actually forming that picture for you, telling you that, hey, you know what? Price might possibly actually come down to that monthly 21 EMA. I don't think it's going to be a complete flush. You're going to be given hints of the flush first before the flush happens.
Exactly. I do want to just quickly point out something to all of you who have been trading with the dynamic. Essentially, you just have to keep it really, really simple this entire time. And you could have literally been using the dynamic as a trend trade because it does adjust for these ranges, or you could be using it for your support and resistance, right? By just marking out your support zones and resistance zones using the dynamic. And you can see that each time we've come up and hit the dynamic, it's been resistance, resistance, resistance. So as soon as we start living above it properly, right, with multiple daily candle closes, that's when you can be like, okay, you know what, we are likely going to see that squeeze to the top of the range again. So until then, just be patient.
Yep, I agree. Now, this is what Bitcoin's doing. You guys have our targets. Sean, are you ready to get on over to Solana?
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. Now, remember, guys, if you want us to cover any altcoin that you are looking at, make sure to take this time, get down to the comment section, and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. Okay, the popular vote wins. And hey, if we have a draw like we did today, then we're going to spin the wheel. So everyone stands a good chance of, well, winning. So now Sol USDT, Sol, okay. And yeah, you can make out that we have been analyzing this chart. Remove all drawings. Let's start on a fresh slate. Fix that scale.
Ooh. I like how it's been respecting the dynamic pretty well over there.
This looks like a freaking bull flag.
Yeah, Sol is strong. Damn. It's been one of the strong runners this entire market.
Damn. This actually looks so good. Okay, so let's actually get on over to maybe the 2-day time frame. I want something with decent price history on it. There we go.
Looks a bit choppy over here.
Yeah. Now, as far as Sol based on horizontals goes, let's go ahead and mark some out for us, okay? So we have a major region of support coming in right here. How about resistance? And I believe resistance right along this region. And yeah, I believe we have one more sitting right around here. So I'll say this, as soon as Sol actually starts getting back up over $35.56, the next region of contention comes in at $42, right? And if we actually get there, Sean, and if would you look at this as a trend line of sorts?
Not yet. We have to confirm that region as a high yet, as a low high, right? Because we could be breaking that, and then suddenly that trend line is moot because you don't really have officially. You could front run it and play it that way.
Yeah, but I think the critical region over here for the bulls to be looking at would be $42.37. I think as soon as we start breaking that region to the upside, that is going to be a solid tell in that the bulls are taking over on this chart.
Yeah.
At which point I'll be looking for the next region of contention to come in here at the highs at around $56. But this chart is looking freaking phenomenal. Sean, you were the one actually who brought up Sol to everyone's attention in the seed chat.
Yeah,
you had a beautiful trade setup on it that played out extremely well.
Yep, we got into the Sol trade really early on its trend. We've been watching it because, like you mentioned, Krisha, the strong contenders do stand out and they continue to stand out throughout the bull market. So you just got to be patient with them and run them.
Exactamundo. Now, as far as Sean, now these are my targets on Sol. What are your thoughts on this chart? I feel like I've been.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just I went into analysis mode over there, thinking about the next trade on Sol, and I can't help but think about how beautiful this W-like formation is going to be, because Solana, if you, like you said, if you do break this neckline over here, that's going to be the first entry, and then we do start making new highs over here about $55. I'll be looking to get into that second entry trade, looking for perhaps all the way to $100, because keep in mind that we were getting into Sol all the way around $9, $13 aggressively, and then as soon as start going higher and higher, kept adding to our trade, right? Because that's how we like to trade at Mango. As price makes bigger moves, we like to put more conviction into the trade, and we ride the trend up to a certain extent, of course. But yeah, now as soon as we start making new highs, I'll be looking to, well, get into strength again.
Yeah. So guys, once again, like when it comes to these kind of charts, and especially if it's this beautiful, all you got to do is keep it very simple. Okay, follow the structure. Right now, the structure is it's a squeeze-like situation. Okay. But look at the higher lows, and we're seeing a series of higher lows and lower highs, right? As soon as Sol starts taking out this wick low right around here, okay, which comes in at $20, that is your first tell in that the bears are taking over. Okay, that's when I'll be looking for a further sort of push to the downside. But Sean just drew out something exceptional that I completely missed for you guys, and this would be a beautiful trade setup. He's essentially drawn out a very, very untidy ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern. Okay, so this could be at play given that the first
test of the neckline is rejected.
Not just that, but we also need to clear this resistance that we're currently living underneath, right? Which comes in at $35. As soon as we start clearing $35 and start getting up to the next region of resistance at $42, that's when I'll be looking for this I'll be looking to see how this ascending triangle really plays out, because there are two possible patterns at play here. One could be the first W that Sean spotted out, and the other one could be the ascending triangle that Sean spotted out. Sean is the pattern queen today, guys, by the way.
So I was wondering, by the way, I wanted your expert opinion. If you're noticing, Sol has been playing these patterns out really well.
Yeah,
we do have an M-like pattern over here, with the lower, the right shoulder being lower than the left shoulder, and then broke down. Continuation. Would you call this some weird kind of cup and handle, Krisha? I don't know. I don't know.
Once again,
patterns.
I always look for confirmation, right? You can find patterns in almost every. Oh my
You
goodness!
You see it? Oh my god! I'm on a roll today.
Oh my goodness! No, this is a W, man. This is a W. It's got the perfect thing of a W. The W is basically 1 and 2, of course, with this right here being the neckline, right? Let me just draw that out for you. There you go. But this could also, by the way, because of how looking at the psychology, okay, of price action as well as volume, this could also morph into that ascending triangle, and it would still fit.
What's the measured move if this plays out as a W?
Okay, let's do that. Let's do the measured move of the W. Are you guys ready? Let's get a drum roll, please, and boom.
$65. Let's go, Sol.
This is a beautiful chart. Guys, beautiful chart. Take note, Solana is an absolutely phenomenal chart. Good job, Sean.
Hey,
Sean has like a habit of catching all of these really, really nice charts. The other one that he caught at its early stages was Chainlink. Remember Chainlink last year? It was such a beautiful chart, guys. Oh my god.
All I do is I look for easy trades. I don't try to be fancy. I don't try to be smart. I don't try to be special. I'm like, how can I find the easiest way to make money? What's the most mango way to make money? Which is the most mango chart? And that was Chainlink for 2018, 2019, and then, well, it turned into being Cardano and Sol for this run. So it's always going to be a new chart. At the moment, I'm really liking the look of Sol.
Yeah, guys, Sol. Keep your eyes peeled on this one. But you guys have our immediate targets for Sol. We'll be looking at that neckline break, but the most immediate region of contention comes in at $35. We start breaking $35 to the upside, then expect price to get up to the neckline, which comes in at $41. I'm saying these numbers out loud so you guys can take note of the regions that we are looking at. Of course, there's also a downside to this trade because once again, Sol 2 is within a range. That range goes in from, well, this region right here, right? So wait, I'm on my 2-day time frame. I believe this is going to be the next immediate region of contention coming in at $31. We start breaking $31 to the downside, then expect price to get all the way back down to around $26 to $25. Yep. Okay, at which point I think this will be morphing into something much different than the W-like formation that we're currently looking at. Of course, the bears really take over once we lose this wick low right here. Okay, yep. This comes in at $20. $20 is the region right there. But these are our most immediate targets for Solana. And Sean, do you have any final notes before we get on over to our Sunday shenanigans?
Nope, I think you covered it all, Kusha.
Perfect, guys. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.